Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Only deal with women who energize you. This is very important. It's very important because here's a reality out here. Many men will deal with a woman who, quite frankly, is draining them of energy. I talked about this last week. And we have some other content creators who talk about that. And yeah, I know I don't go in on women on this channel. My feeling is a man self-develop and focus on quality women. But I still get, people who contact me, hit me up, do consultations, and they tell you about what this woman is doing to drain them. Look, a woman needs to energize you on two levels. The most basic level is a sexual level. The most basic level. You know what? After you have sex with that woman, you need to feel like you can go write that business plan, write that book, write that song, go do something. You should be like, yeah. Anybody who used to watch the Flintstones, especially some of the older cats, be like Superstone. Yeah, you should be like, got that vigor and that like pep in your step and everything. You shouldn't be like, oh shoot. You know, it shouldn't be a situation where you had sex with a woman and then not only are you tired, but then you feel like you hadn't had sex. You should be charged. You should be feeling good. You know, then the basic way is only deal with women that you truly lust. And that's a little bit of difference. That's a little bit of difference between a woman who look good, because a woman can look good and somebody might try to deal with it because it looks good to other people and stuff, and you know they praising you, but you ain't really lusting her. That's one thing. It should be basic. It should be basic, you know. And of course, you know, I did a video last week. You're going to talk to her about other stuff. You're going to make sure she got other stuff going. But this is more on just the energy thing, and plus what I'm talking about today ties into that video anyway. So on a physical level, you need to feel energized with her. You need to feel strong after you dealt with her, you know? You don't need to be feeling like you drained or tired or anything. You should feel vitality, like you want to do something. Like I've known men who've gotten with certain women and they want to get into new things. They want to get into new things. They all of a sudden they expanded. They happy. They feeling good. Feel like they done won a championship in a sport. That's how it should be. At a minimum. At a minimum, you should feel good. Now, if you're in a long-term relationship with a woman, yeah, there's gonna be some times, man. But for the most part, you should feel good, energized. That's on one level. The other level is the mind. Now, I haven't said this in a long time, but it's a true thing. It's a true thing. See, a man make love to a woman's body, but a woman make love to a man's mind. What do I mean when I say that? Being like a muse. Like if you talk with creative people, musicians, artists, writers or something, they'll talk about that one woman who is a muse to them. Indeed, in cultures, in many ancient cultures, they had sacred prostitutes. Sacred prostitutes. The purpose of the sacred prostitute was not just to have sex with a man, but to stroke his ego, make him feel good. See, a lot of women don't get that. A lot of women, I probably had to talk about this on my woman's channel. See, a lot of women, they want a man, but they constantly put a man down. And then if they get a man, they constantly put him down. Well, you ain't this, you ain't that. They ain't good for a man's ego. That's why you get some men, they might marry that physically attractive woman, even have some lust for her, but then she constantly put him down to the point where, you know, he go down to that coffee shop, that plain looking waitress who ain't as pretty as his woman or not as tight a body, but she constantly stroking his ego. Shoot, she started to look real good to him. You want that woman who got your mind, that woman who's going to say, yeah, baby, you got this. That woman who's going to praise you. The woman who's going to tell you or acknowledge when you do good stuff for her, or she's going to acknowledge your intelligence. It's not even just what you doing for her, like you do something she appreciate, but she, you know what, she see that you working on a business or something, and she's like, yeah, that's great. You know, I remember I dealt with this young woman. She was actually from Japan. Hey, Like I said, I don't have anything against the traveling brothers. But she was from Japan. I remember one of the first things she said when we first got together, because she knew what I was doing. She was telling me how proud she was of me. And I was like, wow. And I was like, man, that's different. That's different, because it usually, and that's when I first realized, I was like, yo, you know what, a lot of women out here, they don't know how to praise their man. In fact, I knew of a couple, and I wouldn't be surprised if the woman saw this. You know, I ain't gonna call her name, but she always said something bad about her man. Like while he was standing there to other people, it became a scandal in our little social circle. I mean, she ain't never said anything. Well, he ain't this, he ain't that. And there was some other stuff which I could say, which would identify the person. But like I said, I'm concerned about a legal thing. But it was jacked up. And I'm just sharing that with you because I've seen women do that. They constantly putting their man down in front of them and everything. That's not energizing a man. That's fucking with his head. And as a man, I don't care how fine that woman is. Like I said the other week, you know, you don't need to deal with that woman. If that woman at least don't show some respect for you. I'm saying at the minimum. At the minimum. She need to show some respect for you. Now, if she go further and she's the type who will praise you and say, you know what, you're real smart, or, oh, that's great, you do something, boom, boom. It energizes you. What you do, you feel good. You feel validated. Let's talk about that validation thing real quick. It's deeper than people realize. They ain't just pumping the ego. Like, but validating somebody can actually make them healthier. But invalidating somebody can actually give them cancer. It can fuck their bodies up. That's how deep it is. As a man, you want that woman, like I said, at the minimum, respect you. I'm saying at the minimum. You know, respect is more important. She's saying she respect you is more important than her saying she loves you. That's how deep it is. And then further, that woman say, oh, yeah, you got this. You know, you got this. Or I got your back. You know, that woman praising you when you legitimately make her holler in the bedroom. That's why you see some women, I'm gonna tell you what. That's why sometimes you'll see that plain Jane woman with a top man. People be trying to figure it out, and I'm like, boom. Indeed, for the women who watch this channel, you want that man to make love to his mind. You know, but of course, you know, you got some women out there who don't want to. And I'm gonna tell you what, fellas. I'm gonna tell you what. If that woman if you ain't feeling good mentally around that woman, you ain't energized mentally. Leave that woman alone. You know, if she doing that, like she showing any signs of disrespect, not only check it, or like she don't want to praise you or anything, or tell you, hey, you look great or something, leave her alone. I'm serious. I'm serious. Because you may not think it at first, and then unfortunately, you got a lot of men who've caught so much hell from women putting them down, they don't even know what's up with it. They think a woman might start praising me like, wait, what's this? You know? It's very key. It's very key. She need to energize you on 2 levels. Indeed, I'm going to be real. The energizing you mentally, you know, praising you, you know, respecting you, you know, admiring you, appreciating you, you know, every now and then say, hey, you fine or something. All of that is probably more important than the sex thing. Yeah. Yeah, as much as I talk about sex, yeah. Because the sex, at the end of the day, a man can get it any place, seriously. Even if he's paying for it, he can still get it. But getting that mental energized, that mental love, her making love to your mind, please, that's tough. That's tough. So if you get that, that's even more important. So you want to look for that. Only deal with the women who do that. See, that's one thing. Let me be clear on something. And I talked about this last week. I'm going to reiterate it this week. I don't care how fine that woman is. If she ain't doing it for you mentally, her mind ain't right, she ain't making you feel good mentally, leave her alone. Don't spend your hard-earned money or time with her. I don't care how fine she is. She could be a consensus dime, a consensus beautiful woman. And, you know, and people see y'all together and they like, yeah. But I'm gonna tell you what, there's a lot of men out there that got that type of woman getting their asses kicked behind closed doors. Do you want to be there? Or you want to be that man who got that woman who is supporting you, making love to your mind, is in submission to your mission? I want y'all to think about that, all right? Because this is very important, because I'm going to tell you what. Even though in general, and pimps know this, women choose the men, men make the final decision. She can choose you all she wants. She can give you choosing signals. She can be receptive when you approach. At the end of the day, she ain't forcing you. And if you get a critical mass of men who start saying, hold up, we ain't putting up with this stuff. A woman got to be righteous to step to me. She got to be right. She got to have her head on right. She need to provide that lust. If a critical mass of men said that, I guarantee you, instead of sitting around doing videos complaining about how the women are, they will start changing. That's how you change them. A man changes his behavior and what he's going to put up with. And the women, they will. But it has to be a critical mass of men. If you get one who's saying, no, this is how it's going to be, you got to bring it up for me. And he might get plenty of women, but that's that one. If you got 50 more who's saying yes dear, and putting up with some crap from women, well, what's going to happen? You know, that's why on this channel, I focus more on the men. Now, I've been moved to talk a little bit more about women lately, but that's how I go. That's how I'm flowing and everything. You know, that's how I flow. Say, if y'all notice, and that's something for my Deep Thought channel. There's a metaphysical reason behind that. So, but anyway, only deal with women who energize you, all right? So anyway, that's all I got for now, y'all. Y'all have a, talk to y'all tomorrow. Peace and blessings.